Hey YouTube, welcome to another video. In this episode, we'll continue to add feature to the NewGen LAN that we have implemented a few episodes ago. Okay, so let's get on with the network design. Okay, if you're new to Omada, if you're new to networking, if you're new to this architecture, and if you're new to Wi-Fi, SSID, ACLs, or you just want to learn more how this network has been implemented, I really highly recommend watching the previous episodes. So in this revision of the network, version 2023.0324, what's new is that I have added the Secluded Wireless VLAN. Okay, so what's a Secluded Wireless VLAN? It is a VLAN that is wireless only, has access to the internet, but no access to the peers, neighbors, management VLAN, and to the other VLANs. But the devices here on the Secluded Wi-Fi can be accessed by the admin PC. This is the admin PC that I'm using for recording. It can have access to the devices here in the Secluded Wi-Fi. In the guest Wi-Fi, the admin VLAN doesn't have access to the clients, but in the secluded network, we'll have access through VNC. I will demonstrate it through VNC to the end devices. While all devices, end devices here, they will still not see each other. So, okay, so let's get on with the configuration. Okay, so for this network, I'm going to add a new VLAN. Now I'm going to create a new one, which is 50. Secluded. Secluded. 50. As is usual on my previous episodes, I always use 100 as the starting point. Click save. There you go, the first step has been completed. Okay, so since this is wireless only, I have to create a new wireless VLAN. Secluded Wi-Fi. So I'm going to uncheck the 6 GHz. I don't have the device to support this. Okay, and I'm going to use password 1. This is the password that I have been using since the start of the series. Okay, I'm gonna disable SSID. That also makes it true to its name of being secluded. Okay, create. Okay, I'm just going to check if I can see the secluded Wi-Fi as well. So checking it here. So wireless LAN should be already turned on. As you can see the secluded Wi-Fi on the list. And you can see the secluded Wi-Fi from the list. But for the purpose of this video being easier and faster to do, I'll just enable it for now, but I will disable it after I connect it, because I don't want to keep typing the same name again and again for all 3 clients. See, there you go. Let's see if I can see it from the other ones as well. Oh, there you go, I can see it now. Okay. Password 1. So I'm still setting up for the environment. Let's see. Password 1. Next. Yes. Connected. Okay, it's 101 here. It's 100 here. It's 102 here. Okay. 0. Just 3. Okay, so disconnect now. Disconnected here. That's all. Okay, still setting up the environment. This one should be disconnecting soon as well, because I'm connected to the 104, the 104, 105. Okay, and there you go. There you go. And I can disable this now. Disable that. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. What's the other one? So now what I'm going to ping is the new IP, which is 50.100 MSP, and the other one is 50.101 MSP. Yes, we're alive and kicking. So just still preparing for the demo. Okay, this is the one that I saved earlier. That's why I said connecting here. But in the long run, I really saved a lot in the editing department. May not be a lot in typing it in here in the screen, but when I'm editing, it takes me a lot of time to edit this part, to speed it up, etc. Anyway, so you can see I'm connected to this device, 5101, 5102. Okay, so let's exit this one. Okay. Okay. You see, let me put T100 here, 101 here, and the 102 here. So in here, I'm going to ping the 101. 192.168.50.101. This one is I'm gonna ping the 102. Okay. This one I'm gonna ping the 100. Okay, so now I think this demo environment and test environment has been set up. We know that all of these are communicating and everything. Now we're going to the actual configuration, and we can go back here. Okay, so one of the things that we need to fix or check every time we're adding a new VLAN to this architecture is to review all your ACLs. Okay, so you have to check this all. You have to start adding the new VLAN, secluded one. Okay, and you can see here some of them. You can easily check if you need one, but if you need it to be added, I don't need to add it here because this is between home and admin. This is between camera and internet. This is between camera to all. So this is the reason why I check this one, because this is camera to all. Okay, so let me go to the switch ACL. This is just VNC to IoT. I'm not gonna touch that. This is just SSH to IoT. I'm not gonna touch that. This is DNS to port to home. I'm not gonna touch this one. This is IoT to all. So this one I'm going to touch. So I'm going to add secluded. Apply. Okay. And then I isolated to all, same thing. I'm not gonna touch this. This is just isolated to the internet. Isolated to the internet. This one is going to be isolated to all. So I will have to create this. Okay. So if you have been following this series, this episode, you will notice that these are all the old ACLs that we have built as we go through this series of episodes, and you can see the same thing. You might ask yourself, why create a new VLAN if we can just use existing ones? I personally, this is just my own take on it. Yes, you can use existing VLANs and you can make them compact, especially for the ACLs. You can also combine the ACLs to group them together. But I like building my networks like Lego blocks, meaning you can add and remove them without impacting anything else, without dependencies. Basically, I'm removing anything that may impact another. If I design them like this, wherein each of them function on their own without interference from one another, it makes it much easier to maintain them. This is also why I try to avoid using ACLs that will span through different environments or different network devices. Okay, you can see here, this one are all relegated to mostly to camera. Okay, if you think about it, and home and admin, but this one is more about IoT, and this group is more about the isolated VLAN. So it's the home and admin is just in this particular ACL. The camera is in this particular gateway ACL. All the others are in the switch ACL. So none of them are really crossing around too much. Makes them easier to maintain and easier to understand, and making one change from one to another doesn't cause a domino effect. Okay, so far we haven't done any EAP ACL. Okay, so here, first question is, do we need an ACL? Do we even need an ACL? Second question is, where do we put it? Third question is, how many ACLs do we need to allow the internet, prevent the fears and neighbors, prevent access to management VLAN, prevent access to other VLANs, and then provide granular access from, as far as VNC for the granular for this particular video, it's VNC, provide granular VNC access to secluded Wi-Fi. So the first answer is that we will not need any explicit ACL at all for this table. For the peers and neighbors, this one we're not going to need any explicit, and same thing for management VLAN and other VLANs. Okay, so this is the great thing about this. We won't need any explicit ACLs for all of these. This one's already done. Why? You guess it right, because of the guest Wi-Fi. Okay, so let's do that. So that will be the first step, guest ACL. And remember, once I turn on the guest functionality, I will lose access to this web console, and that's why I will move to this as soon as I turn it on. Okay, and you can see here, let's go look at this, our set, test and demo environment. Okay, like I said, I will need this one. You can see it's pinging here, it's pinging here, it's pinging here. Now, a moment of truth to isolate all of them. Apply. Now, this one you can see it's timed out. This one I don't have access anymore. See? I can't click it anymore. I will actually lose access here. Okay, and I will lose access to my web console. I will not have access locally here. Nothing here. In fact, my mouse pointer, the hand icon is stuck. It's stuck because I cannot have access. And there you go. Wait. Okay, now I will have to use this one to continue the configuration. Now I could just enable this one, but no, we'll not do that. We'll just use our internet access. Like I said, this one is already set up. All of this already set up. Now I want to show this again one more time. I will enable this. This will reply. This one will be restored. Okay, and this one. You can see here unreachable here, and then after that it's restored. You can see here unreachable and then restored. Okay, so now let's enable it again, because that's the use case, right? Enable. Let's see. Oh, let's disable this as well to make it secluded, since I'm enabling it anyway. Okay. Make sure. Okay. First time out. Okay. One last test, just to make sure. Where's that? Okay. One last test. I'm going to apply. Restored. Okay, I guess that's enough demonstration for that part. Now, the next portion will be to provide VNC from this PC to this one. Same question, do we even need an ACL to do that? The answer is yes. Okay. Next question is, where do we put it? Gateway, switch, or EAP? I'll give you a hint, it's EAP. Okay. And next question is, how many ACLs? For this particular demonstration, for this particular purpose of the video, just demonstrate VNC, we will need one. How do we know? Well, we already proved that in here, right? In the IoT portion of it. Be sure it's not the guest network. Sure, it was not the isolated network, but we have proven that we only need one ACL to allow VNC. Okay. Of course, if you need more other granular access, FTP, DNS, custom port, RTSP, anything else, you will have to create those permit rules to be able to punch a hole to that secluded Wi-Fi. Okay, so we can see here the destination will be the admin VLAN, because that's the one we would like to have access to the secluded Wi-Fi. Permit VNC to secluded, you can say from admin if you want to, but let's just do that. Let's permit, select all. Okay, before I forgot, okay, should be okay. Oops. Should be secluded VNC. Again, you can combine this to all the other ones if you want, which makes sense. In this particular scenario, it makes sense. Okay. So anyway, so secluded VNC here, secluded here. Let's see here. It will still not work. It will still not work. By the way, this VNC, it will still not work because I'm allowing only the admin VLAN. Now, what would happen if I allow the secluded as well? It will not work. It will still not work, and I'll show you now. Okay. There you go. So let's see if it's working here. I can tell you for a fact that it is not going to work. Okay, as you can see, it's not going to work. We can wait for a while. Let me blow it up. I'm allowing network and the isolated VLAN for VNC, right? But it will not work. Okay, I still cannot ping. The network are still isolated. But how can I prove that, right? So how can I prove that I have granular access here if I cannot even do VNC from its own VLAN, from its own Wi-Fi, from its own access point where it's connected? Okay, the answer is simple. So let me first demonstrate it again. Let me close this. Okay. Let me show you how it is again. 5101, it's not gonna work, it's gonna time out. 50.100, it's not gonna work, it's gonna time out. There you go, which one times out, the other one timed out. Okay, so let's disconnect from my Wi-Fi and let me connect here from my admin VLAN. I'm connected. So let's try that again. Voila! I'm connected here. Is that 5100? Voila! They still cannot see the neighbors in here. you can see the neighbors are still unreachable, and if I go here, I still cannot see the neighbor. But I have granular access, meaning I have been able, I can go to VNC and remotely do stuff here in my device from the admin VLAN, and that's because of this. So what if I remove this one? Okay, what if I, you know what, let me go to my local access now, because I have local access now. It's much faster here. Okay, network security, ACL. Okay. If I just remove it and just leave secluded VLAN, this one will freeze. See? It's like turning this off, which it's not. Okay. So let's see. There you go. There you go. Now let's disconnect that again. And LAN, click apply. This should be restored immediately. Okay. So let me do one more thing here. So this should be the final ACL that will be added in this particular revised design. I have a secluded VNC, secluded here. Okay. So we have met all the use cases for this scenario. We have granular access to the clients here. Okay, and we can make changes here without affecting the guest Wi-Fi. And again, like I said, this is why I would like to have this all separated. If I just wanted to have something done on the secluded Wi-Fi, I can, without worrying that the guest Wi-Fi is going to be impacted, I can make all sorts of changes to the secluded Wi-Fi. Same thing for the isolated and IoT, because their ACLs are relegated to their own special line item only, as far as the Omada is concerned. Okay, I hope you learned something from this video. If you like this video, please give it a like. It really motivates me to continue making these videos. If I have the time, I make these videos. If you don't like this video, leave it a dislike, but also give me a reason why you don't like it or what I can improve. I've been doing more voiceovers now because of the feedback from the community. Not so many, I know, but more than one. So more than one is a plural, right? So I've been adding voiceovers to be able to convey my thoughts. I'm not sure if it's much better or much clearer, but more ways than one, I guess, versus just writing notes and on the speed up video where user used to just pause and read the notes. Okay, so again, thank you for watching the video. I'll see you on the next. Bye bye.